Hello guys, this is Ege from the Ottoman History Hub, and today I'm bringing you a Ottoman Sultan ranking video which you guys suggested from last week's video. So, let's get started. So, Osman the First, or Osman Gazi, the first Sultan of the Empire, since he declared independence for his tribe, the Kayı tribe, and since he established the Ottoman government, I'm probably gonna put him in the great tier. Orhan, Orhan was a really good successor too. He also was the first sultan to bring the Ottomans into Europe, which when he captured Gallipoli from the Byzantines. But I don't. Is he as good as Osman though? Let's just put him in the good category for now. Murad the First. He was a really good sultan. I'll just put him there. The Battle of Kosovo, of course. Bayezid, I'll put him as great also, since his military campaigns were just very, very successful overall. Alright. Mehmet Çelebi, basically the second founder of the Ottoman Empire. He basically won the Ottoman Civil War in 1413, I believe, and he basically reunited the empire's provinces. So, with that, I think I'll put him as a great sultan also. Alright, Murad. I would put Murad in the good tier just because he was a good leader and all, but I don't think he's on the sultan's tier. Oh, Mehmet II? Alright. God tier. Conqueror of Istanbul. Of course. Alright. Bayezid II. Well, he didn't do that much during his reign. His reign was fairly successful though at the same time, so I don't know, it's hard to choose. There weren't any major conflicts in his reign, and I don't think he just kept the peace overall, so let's just put him in the meh tier. Oh, alright. Sultan Selim, the sultan that basically quadrupled the Ottoman Empire's size within 8 years, destroying the Mamluks and defeating the Safavids. I think we gotta put him on the great tier. And Suleiman the Magnificent himself, the golden age of the empire was during his reign. Let's put him in God tier with our friend Mehmet II. Alright, so Selim II. During his reign, the Ottomans did capture Cyprus, but then again, they did lose a huge naval battle against the Holy League during the Battle of Lepanto. Even though his reign... Alright, his reign was full of chaos and all, but I don't know to put him... You know what, let's just put him as bad. Why not? Alright, so these next two sultans, Mehmet III and Murat III, they basically gave all their governing power to their Grand Vizier, so by their talents alone, they didn't really do that much. They just gave all their work to their Grand Vizier, so I'll just put them in the meh category for both of them. I'll probably put Ahmet I too in the meh category. His only major accomplishment was, you know, building the Blue Mosque and maybe just suppressing some revolts in the empire, but nothing that special. Alright, Mustafa the First, my bad. Alright, he's horrible. There's a reason why they call him Mustafa the Mad. Alright, Osman. Well, alright, this is gonna be kind of difficult because Osman was the first sultan to introduce well, at least introduced the idea of reforms to the state. But then again, he didn't really do much in his 4 years reigning. He did get overthrown during a coup attempt by the Janissaries, which was successful. I don't know, I think I'll put him in the meh. Even though he had tons of potential, we're just ranking them, we're ranking all these sultans by what they actually did during their reign. So, when it comes to Osman II, young Osman, I'll just put him in the meh tier. Murat IV, I'll put him in the good category. He did basically restabilize the empire during the chaotic 1600s. And yeah, reconquered Baghdad. He also had a Persian campaign before he captured Baghdad, which was fairly successful too. And yeah, alright, good tier for him. Ibrahim, also the Mad, spent most of his life in the Golden Cage, so he didn't really do much either. He only reigned for 8 years, and he basically gave gave all of his powers to the Grand Vizier. And when he basically, I believe he executed that Grand Vizier too, so when he executed the main Grand Vizier, he basically got executed for executing him. So that's basically Ottoman history in a nutshell. So that's Ibrahim. Alright, Mehmed the Fourth. I'll put him in the meh category just because, yeah, like the previous sultans, he basically gave most of his power to the Grand Viziers. He didn't really do much for the government. But I don't know, maybe I could put him in the bad tier too, because he was the sultan when the Ottomans lost the second battle, well, the second siege of Vienna. I don't know, this is kind of difficult. I'll put him in the bad. Actually no, the meh tier is probably fair for him. Alright, so these next two sultans, I'll just put, since they didn't really do much, Suleiman II and Ahmed II, since they didn't do much, I'll just put them in the bad tier. They basically their reigns resided during the Great Turkish War, and both of them died before the war actually was finished, so they didn't really do much. Alright, Mustafa II, he was the last sultan to actually actively go on campaign. But then again, he did get dethroned, he did lose the Great Turkish War. I'll put him in the meh category. Alright, Ahmed III. Well, during his reign, the Tulip period was a thing. I don't know, it was a mini renaissance for the Ottomans, a time of peace. I'll put him in the good tier just because tons of Ottoman architecture blossomed during his reign. Mahmud I, my bad. Mahmud I, I'll probably put him in the meh category. He didn't really do much after he dethroned Ahmed III. He basically gave all of his powers to the Grand Viziers yet again, like most of the previous sultans from this list. Alright, Osman III. I'll put him in the bad category since he only reigned for like 3 or 4 years. He didn't do much at all. Mustafa III. Alright, this is when the Russo-Turkish Wars were happening during the late 1700s, which the Ottomans would lose major territories in Crimea, and this happened during Mustafa III's reign, so I'll put him in the bad category. Abdulhamid the first. I don't know about him. He also lost the Russo-Turkish Wars during the late 1700s. But he did try to implement some reforms. So I'll put him in the meh category since, you know, he wasn't good or bad. Alright, so Selim the Third, basically the first sultan to actively and somewhat successfully reform the empire before being overthrown again. Like the overthrown like Ibrahim the First or like Osman the Second. I'll put him in the good tier just because he did implement tons of Western reforms into the empire, reforming the military. Even though it didn't last for long, at least he did try. So, alright, Selim the Third's in the good tier. I'll probably put Mustafa the Fourth in the horrible tier just because he only reigned for a little over a year. He was basically a puppet sultan for the coup leaders that brought him into power. And he would also be dethroned by Muhammad II. I'll put Muhammad II in the great tier just because his reign was a turning point when it came to the modernization of the empire. Even though the modernization was maybe a bit too late, but at least he was trying to fight for the empire's survival, so I guess that's admirable. So he's in great tier. Abdülmecit the First. I'll put him in the good tier just because he like his father, he did reform the empire, but also during his reign, the Ottoman Empire went bankrupt during the aftermath of the Crimean War. So if he hadn't done that, I think he would have been in the great tier, but we gotta downgrade him to the good tier. Basically, same thing with Abdulaziz. There was basically nothing he could really do to fix the empire. The empire was just falling apart with revolts, tons of wars, not enough money to actually rebuild the empire and whatnot. And he also got dethroned by the Ottoman Parliament during the end of his reign. So yeah, I'll put him in the good tier just for giving an effort to, you know, save the Ottoman Empire and whatnot. And I'll put Murat V down with the horrible sultans just because he was also a puppet sultan to the coup leaders that brought down Abdulaziz, just like his ancestor Mustafa IV. He only reigned for like, I want to say 4 months, so he didn't do much at all. And also I think he did suffer from mental illness like his other two ancestors did, and he basically wasn't helping the state at all during his reign. Alright, coming to the last 3. Alright, Abdülhamid II. I'll put him on the great tier just because I don't think he's as good as Mehmet II and Suleiman I. But he basically saved the empire from collapsing 30 years before it actually did during the reign of Mehmet VI. I don't know. This is a tough position. He did keep the Ottoman Empire out of major conflicts too, which actually benefited the empire a lot. Alright. Yeah, I think I'll keep him in the great tier. I'll put Mehmet V down with, actually, I'll put him in bad just because yeah, he was a puppet for the Young Turks during his reign, during the early 1900s. He didn't really do much at all. The empire was a constitutional monarchy, so there was not that much he could have done, even if he wanted to. He was a pawn for the three pashas, Enver Pasha, Talat Pasha, and the third pasha's name is slipping on my tongue. So yeah, all right, forgot that. All right, Mehmet the Sixth. I'll put him with his brother too, just cause he was basically powerless. The Ottoman Empire was crumbling. Istanbul was occupied. He was basically a puppet for the British in order to sign the Treaty of Sèvres, which would divide the empire. And yeah, like I wouldn't put him as horrible just because like because there was only so little that he could do during his reign. Like he was basically powerless. The Ottoman Empire was just basically powerless to do anything during the 1920s. So, alright. So this is my list, guys. I hope you enjoyed my video, and if you guys want to make your own tier list, the link to this tier list maker is in the description below, and I hope to see you guys next time. Peace.